How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Caught Stealing. It is a movie that I went to go watch yesterday, and I thought it was a pretty solid movie. Pretty good action well, not really like pretty good action sequences, but pretty good action like storyline. I think that it does some things extremely well, and it does some things that I think were a bit questionable with the marketing. But let's get into it. I'm gonna try not to go into spoilers since it is a fairly new movie. If I do, spoiler warning just in case, but there shouldn't really be any. So the movie's marketed as a crime comedy. I can see more so the crime and like action part of it, but I can't really see the comedy part of it as much. There were some jokes, yes, some that landed, yes, but I think that overall the storyline tries to be a bit more serious and a bit more what do you call it? Trying to explain a bit more the nuances of post-traumatic stress disorder and all of these things. It's not to take away the fact that it does have its comedy moments, especially like between Austin Butler's character and like the British character. Like there are some comedic moments with comedic timing. I just think that overall the movie focuses a lot more on the action and the crime part of it and not really on the comedy, but there is a lot of sense of comedy, and I might get like, oh, you just don't understand comedy in that way. Like, I understand that would be a general consensus. When I went into the movie, I thought it was going to be a lot more like a Bullet Train. Obviously, Bad Bunny is there again. If you've seen any of the trailers, Bad Bunny going and making another movie. So I thought it would be like Bullet Train, where he was more dramatic, but in a funny way. I thought that it was going to be something like that. And his character was funny, don't get me wrong. I just feel like he tried to play a bit more of a serious character, which isn't wrong. I just feel like the movie should have expanded a bit more on the fact that it was going to be a lot more serious than it was. Not a problem for me. I went to go watch it with my girlfriend, and she thought it was going to be a comedy. She wasn't laughing. That's your casual viewer right there, and I'm like the person that likes to analyze these things a bit more. For me, there were some jokes that landed. I think that the movie does a great job of quite a few things, of not really giving you all the answers until the end, keeping it like with a sufficient enough like pace. The movie doesn't feel like it lacks pace, but it doesn't go way too fast to the point where you feel like you're already at the end of the movie. The things happen like pretty well structured, and you don't really know like it takes a bit to understand characters and their motivations. For example, there's in the trailer you can see it with the two Jewish twins. I don't know if they're twins. You know what? This might be a point with spoilers. With the two Jewish assassins, those guys, like at the beginning, they're like all nice and stuff like that, and then like whenever they talk between them, they're a lot less nice. And I think that that's something that the movie does pretty well, to try to like really stress across the fact that like you can't really trust anybody in this movie. And I think that it just does an extremely good job at that feeling. There was like one or two twists that I was completely expecting because of how the characters were acting, of how the characters were developed, and also because like I like watching a lot of movies. So while watching, I was being able to like say, okay, this person is going to be bad, this person's actually going to be good, but it looks like they're bad, this and this is going to happen. And my girlfriend was completely shocked by everything. It's just something where I feel like the movie was a bit too predictable in those regards. Not saying that it's a bad thing to be predictable. I'm just saying like I would have liked to be a bit more shocked by it. But like I said, there are a lot of things with the characters that just makes it seem like it was way too intentional, and they didn't even try to mask the fact that this character was like bad. Overall, I think that the movie is pretty solid. It's a good popcorn movie to go watch. Like it's not gonna win movie of the year or anything. I know that it's been marketed as like the movie of the year, but it's a good, solid comedy movie. It's a good solid action movie, not on the side of comedy, more on the side of action crime. Who did this? Who did that? Okay, now that they did that, where do we go from here? the movie does a good job of structuring that rather than structuring an excessive amount of jokes, rather than structuring an excessive amount of comedic moments. Like some of it can be pretty serious, and then some of it can be pretty lighthearted. And I think that the movie really embraces that fact that it is going to be a bit more serious, but they are going to try to sprinkle in a bit of humor. Overall, I think that the movie is pretty solid. Definitely go give it a watch. Don't just take my word for it. I would also like to say thank you to everyone that commented on my post on Monday. It was great to see so much interaction between people. I know that not everyone was agreeing to my opinion, but I'd still like to say thank you very much for commenting. I like reading all the comments and I will respond to all of them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, just leave a comment down below if you've seen the movie, if you want to go see the movie. I'll be responding to all of those. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.